Hello, Meoni here, and I've got another news update for you today as of the 24th of April 2016 for Black Desert Online. In a recent interview with DualShockers.com, Down Games project manager Balthazar spoke on behalf of future updates for the game and various balancing issues. The Valencia update, scheduled now for an early June, quoted as the first part of June release, is set to bring another vast section of the map to the game, this time focusing, if you didn't already know, a large open desert section to the east of Media territory. The desert will focus on the survival elements associated with real-life world problems, such as climate and navigation of a desert. Tents will be used to sleep in at night to regain heat as the desert cools to freezing temperatures. In the day, water will be needed to hydrate your character. Navigating the desert's harsh climate will be matched by devastating sandstorms that your character will need to shelter from, etc. It's all looking rather sweet, and an early June release of the first part of the Valencia update might just be the boost the game needs. Map size aside, the update will effectively be 3 updates rolled out separately. These include the balancing of classes and abilities proportionate to that of fair player versus player combat, which honestly cannot come soon enough. Additionally, plus 20 enchanting will be coming in this update to Western regional versions of the game, with the understanding in the interview that ongoing work with the development team is there to ensure the balance of any further upgrades by shortening the gap between steps of upgraded gear. This sounds like a big hit to those who are lucky, and will probably bring skill back into question between players rather than just simple blind out gearing. The interview then goes on as Balthazar confirms that Daum intends to release as many Awakening weapons in a single patch, rather than roll them out as the Korean servers did separately. This is yet again another attempt of including cool things for all the classes and reducing the amount of imbalance of certain classes. Obviously, certain balancing issues will be adherent to Awakenings due to the nature of effectively changing a class that actually equips these items into a brand new one. So this will take some time to balance, but the decisions do seem to be so far in the interest of balancing. That seems to be the focus of this news update. Balancing doesn't end there, as it's another issue Balthazar is aware of when questioned with the randomness in stats gained by leveling up. For example, if you were not aware, if a level 20 wizard and another level 20 wizard were to compare themselves exactly in the same gear, etc., if they compared stats, one of them would inherently have different stamina values, for example, or different values of a certain stat. This recently caused a miniature uproar on Reddit and other areas of the forums, as players reported even with a level advantage of being 55, for example, comparing their stats to a fresh level 50, guild member showed that some of his stats were actually much higher than their own. Bear in mind this isn't affected by gearing, it's actually a result of randomization when you create your character. Obviously, this is a concern, and I quote, "The developers at Pearl Abyss actually did not share this information with Daum before it was discovered. This is obviously being discussed as it will add to the RNG elements that players cannot control, and people are effectively being penalized for a dice roll when making a character, which it's fair to say is a little ridiculous." Other news then is that the Korean version currently has a contest going to create a costume, the winner of which will be put into the game finally. Daum intends to create a similar contest in the West also at a later date, extending an idea then that the West does indeed have a say on what goes into the game. The changes I have mentioned so far and intentions are all indeed likely to impact the Korean version as well, so it's pretty good to see that they are working closely with the developers to make it a better game for everyone. Expect minor cash shop updates and bug fix patches all the way up until early June. It's not that far away for the release of Valencia Update 1, which at this point you should be very excited about. My name's Meoni, thank you very much for listening to this information. For those still at work or still haven't got time to read all of this up, the source will be in the description as always if you want to check it up. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.